of the group of Cowboys and Eagles, I would go CD Lamb number one, but then I'd go AJ Brown number two, Devontae Smith number three, then Michael Gallup number four. So I think the Eagles are a lot closer than Jason does. But hey, people evaluate things different ways.
He's John McMullen. I'm Jody McDonald. We are your Magbirds 365 guys. Thank Jason Cole for hopping on board, spending quality time here in PA. Jason's a Florida guy, always has been, but touring the eastern and western sides of Pennsylvania, getting his son's last couple of rowing exhibitions into his schedule. Good for him. And we thank him whenever he comes on. Always got good insight about the league, as does our next guest, who will join us in less than 15 minutes now, Howard Eskin.
By the way, on Jason, I don't agree with him with the Eagles skill position people. Now,
yeah, he was a little I think
versus
it was
the Cowboys,
over evaluating the Cowboys than it was under evaluating the Eagles,
especially a tight end. Now, I think Dalton Schultz is a very good tight end. Not that he's a bad player, but he's not Dallas Goedert.
I think Dallas Goedert too. Yeah, come on.
Yeah. Now, at wide receiver, I like CD Lamb a lot. If you were to tell me who's the best receiver of the group of Cowboys and Eagles, I would go CD Lamb number one, but then I'd go AJ Brown number two, Devontae Smith number three, then Michael Gallup number four. So I think the Eagles are a lot closer than Jason does. But hey, people evaluate things different ways.
I agree. I lay out the wide receivers the same exact way. And we use this term a lot in talking evaluation and comping positions and like, where's the drop off? We just got finished with an NFL draft, and that's a phrase we use often. Where's the drop off? In the draft, a specific position, you think guys are close. You got to put them in order, but you say they're close. And then there's a spot where there's separation, and it's quote unquote the drop off. The biggest drop-off on that list for me is Devontae Smith and Michael Gallup. That between, even if you want to put CD Lamb first, CD Lamb, A.G. Smith, close. A.J. Smith, Devontae for the Eagles, close between 1A. The drop-off comes to Michael Gallup because he's coming back off for a pretty significant injury. We don't know exactly what he's going to bring to the table. Yeah, if you say just take those top four, who's got the better pairing? I think the Eagles have the better pairing, even though the Cowboys have arguably the best player overall.
Yeah, no, that's how I look at it as well. And I think Gallup's a good player. Like, I think there's a pretty big drop off from Gallup to Quez Watkins or James Washington, whoever the Cowboys are going to go as their number three receiver. I think that drop off is pretty significant as well. So it's not that I don't think Gallup is a good player, but he's not CD Lamb. He's not AJ Brown. He's not Devontae Smith either. So I'm with you. I think the Cowboys have the best player, but the Eagles have the better tandem at wide receiver.
And by the way, the Cowboys don't have Jalen Reagor, so could swing the balance.
Yeah, I don't even mention him, as you'll notice. I can't get blocked. I can't get blocked twice. By the way, speaking of Twitter, Jody, can I just get
what about Twitter, John?
Can I just get this off my chest?
You can do whatever the heck you want.
I even workshopped this on the show. Yesterday, I said the Eagles. You and Bo Wolf were on with me, and I said the Eagles, the Giants got their revenge for the Bradbury signing. And they signed Mike Chiquette, who's a very nice guy. And it was a joke. And it went over pretty well with Bo. And you chuckled a little bit, I believe. So I put it on Twitter. So many people. Now, the vast majority, Jody, got the joke. But so many people took it seriously. You people need to log off if you thought that was a serious tweet. I can't even comprehend that so many fans got upset and thought I was comparing James Bradbury to Mike Chiquette. It is unbelievable to me.
And oh, by the way, I confused Michael JAKIB with the ex-Temple wide receiver who was here. Oh God, now I'm forgetting him again. Jaquan Jarrett.
Jaquan was a safety.
Safety, right?
Yeah.
An ex-Temple player, but they have similar last names, which was a complete brain freeze on my part because I called Michael JAKIB an ex-Temple guy. I go, no, he's from Louisiana, which he is. I just got guys confused. I screwed it up worse than you did. You just tried to add little levity to the show. I was the screw up there.
First of all, he wasn't even on the Eagles. The Eagles had already moved on from him. They moved on from last year. I just sometimes I shake my head and I go, I don't know why. I assume people are going to pick up on sarcasm or subtle. And most, 85% smile and laugh. But man, there is an amazing number of people who absolutely thought it was a serious tweet. It's amazing to me.
I did look up quickly. I'm not as big a Michael Gallup fan. I think the Cowboys made a mistake by letting Cedric Wilson get out the door this past offseason. If you know that you're going to be moving on from Amari Cooper, you have to do what you have to do to keep a guy like Cedric Wilson. Gallup got hurt last year, but in 9 games, he only had 62 targets for 35 catches, under 450 yards, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, I don't know that Michael Gallup is just going to be able to fill or even come close to filling the Amari Cooper role. You're asking him to step up coming off an injury where he wasn't all that productive last year. Yeah, I absolutely am going to take the Eagles' 2 starting wide receivers. Even if you want to go down the entire list and include a Jalen Reagor and say, hey, if you're going to comp the receivers, comp them all. Yeah, I like the Eagles' wide receiver entire room better than the Cowboy wide receiver.
Well, I like Cedric Wilson, but I do think Michael's a better player. I really like the Cowboys receivers when they had Cooper and Gallup and Wilson. I mean, that was incredible depth. But Michael did his best year. I guess was, his second year. And remember he was doing that as a third receiver. So he's got some talent.
Who third receiver behind who? Cooper and who?
CD Lamb. Well, 2020 CD got there, but right. I forgot who
when
was
he
there.
Had his 1,000-yard year, he was number 2. He wasn't number 3.
Yeah, but he still had 843. He's a legitimate wide receiver 2 in this league. Who wasn't a wide receiver 2 because the Cowboys had 2 really good receivers. I think he's a really good player, but I don't think he's Devontae Smith. I think he's better than Cedric Wilson. But I think Cedric Wilson is a good player, and they lost him as well. So they took significant hits.
You talk about a guy who's buried at wide receiver 3. Cedric Wilson's going to be wide receiver 3 in Miami.
Yeah. Well, he was 4 for the majority, the past couple of years in Dallas. And by the way, Cedric Wilson can throw the football. I don't know if you've ever seen him throw the football.
No.
He can. Yeah, he can sling it. He threw a touchdown on Monday night, or it's a Sunday night game. Can really do it from that perspective as well. Good player. I think underrated player, but he's not as fast. So you know how teams knock you down if you can't run like the wind playing receiver in the NFL. So, they took a significant step back at receiver, losing 2 good players, and they still have 2 good players. But the Eagles took a significant step forward at receiver, and they have the better tandem. That's it's pretty clear. Now, as I always say, Jody, receivers need vehicles to get them the football by the nature of the position. The Cowboys have a better quarterback, and Jason's right about that. And, Jalen Hurts has got to improve and to get into the conversation with Dak Prescott. Can he do that? I don't know. We'll ask the King. Has the King popped on? Is he in the green room?
Well, we see his palatial backdrop again, but I don't see Howard just yet.
Well, he knows he's a pro. He knows he's coming on, and
he's already got the computer up and running, which is good to see. I did look it up. Damn, you got a good memory, McMullen, because I don't remember this at all. In 2020, Cedric Wilson attempted 2 passes, both of them complete, one for a touchdown, quarterback rating 154.2.
It's pretty good.
This past year, attempted 3 passes, completed every single one of them for an average of 29.3 yards per reception and a quarterback rating of 118.8. Didn't get a touchdown this year, but he went 3 for 3 and racked up 88 yards on his 3 completions. As an NFL, he's 5 for 5 with 158.3 quarterback rating. How the hell do you remember that?
He can throw it, man, because I know and it's one of those things where, it's not that big of a deal. You can't do it all the time, but when you want to pull it out and you have a player like that, it's like Johnny Hecker for years as a punter. It's like guys who can throw the football. You got to keep that in the back of your mind. And Cedric Wilson is one of those guys.
I honestly didn't remember that, but McMullen was right on it. 5 for 5 as a career quarterback, he's not a quarterback, but a career passer with a touchdown and a almost perfect quarterback rating of 158.3. All right, we'll take a quickie timeout here. We assume Howard Eskin will be ready to go. Once again, you think that's Howard's house? Yeah, he's always doing it in front of these very well-kempt bushes in the background. He's already got his computer set up. We'll talk to Howard Eskin next here on Birds 365.